what is going on in the Northwest is the Hausa Fulani fight. We don't mention it. That is the bottom line. The Fulani man feels anytime he comes to town, he's molested, he's killed. The Hausa man believes that the Fulani man, using his headsmen, enters his farm and destroys his crops. So it's been a long time, I'm sure you're aware, it's been a long time issue that had not been addressed. So it's a political issue that should have been settled before. It had been allowed until it evolved to what it is today. Now, acts of criminality now came in. When acts of criminality came in, they felt that now, because the borders, I mentioned the issue of porous borders where weapons are moving in and out, and that's why they felt.
All right, so a couple of days ago, General Christopher Musa, who is the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff, had an interactive session with some group of people where he said that the war going on in the northern Nigeria is basically between the Hausas and the Fulanis. Where the Fulanis will come with their cow, and before you know it, one or two goes up between them and the Hausas. But surprisingly, somebody stood up within the audience and said that he is Hausa Fulani. So who is his enemy? Who is he fighting? Now he's Hausa Fulani. And when I watched this, I burst into laughter. It's just like somebody from Anambra coming out to say, I am Anambra Igbo. I am Enugu Igbo. And for some of my brothers and friends that will say, I am Delta Igbo. Now I ask, is Anambra not Igbo? Is Delta not Igbo? Is Enugu not Igbo? So which one is Delta Igbo? Which one is Anambra Igbo? Well, for me, to the best of my knowledge, and I stand corrected in this I want to say now, there's nothing like Hausa Fulani. There's nothing like that to the best of my knowledge. There is Hausa people and there is Fulani people. It's neither you are from Hausa or you are a Fulani man, to the best of my knowledge. And as I said, I stand to be corrected. If you know better and if you think it's wrong, you can drop your comment on the comment section. But to the best of my knowledge, that is it. That is it. But today, we see people saying they are Hausa Fulani. My brother, those people are Fulani. Any person will say I be Hausa Fulani, not Fulani, he's just trying to cover himself with that Hausa. Yes. So, let me allow you to watch the video and see some other questions that people asked him, in the course of this interaction and what he said that is the problem between the Hausas and the Fulanis. All right, so let me allow you to watch it. As you're watching it, in case you are coming across my channel for the first time, you're welcome. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, right? And turn on your notification button so you get notified anytime I upload a video. But for now, watch it.
The government brought them in, profiled them with the police and the DSS, the State Security Service, and then they were now handed over to the military. They were trained with the mandate to protect their communities, not to go and attack any other person. Because one, the military, the armed forces, we are not many. We can't be everywhere. There is no country that have security forces everywhere. So their own intent is, the mandate for them is protect your community while the main forces are coming. So you delay them until that. And that's how we have used them. And frankly speaking, they've given us a lot of, because one, they know the areas very well. They know the area. They can tell you where IEDs are, which roads are clear and all this. And so we use that well. But what we found out in the Northwest is a lot of this were not done. And the danger is, don't ever allow a training to be viewed, the perception of that using one ethnic group. Like I told you from beginning, the issues were Hausa Fulani. Now, if you have civilian JTF that is only Hausa, what would the Fulani feel? He'll feel threatened. And that is what is causing the problem. If you sit down now to look at in Katsina State, how many have been killed so far? Because one, they operate in Northeast, they operate with the security forces. There is no operation they don't go together. So the security forces will give them that experience and the tactics to use. In this other area, they want to go alone. And you know that they've started also starting to also settle personal scores. So they've derailed from the main objective of protecting their communities to settling personal. Some of them now have started settling land issues, marital issues, things that are not part of what they are supposed to do, because again, they were not controlled.
On the issue of the Northwest crisis, CDS, you say you didn't mention it. It's a delicate, it's a delicate thread or delicate line to discuss about the Hausa Fulani issue. If you ask me what is the difference between Hausa and Fulani, I'm an Hausa Fulani man. Most of the gentlemen you see here, they are Hausa Fulanis. Perhaps when we listen to the efforts of Katsina State tomorrow or thereabout, the deputy governor or with the commissioner for internal security will be able to tell us what is it really. But our moral values have decayed. From our roots, the traditional leadership system has been eroded. You can see back home what happened. The traditional rulers have been made to look, next to nothing. And they play a significant role. While growing, I never gave them a space. I was never their fan. But, when I grew into an adult, I got to realize that, yes, they contribute a lot to the security of our local communities, which also speak to the issue of, community policing.
So virtually almost everyone. And I also want to appreciate the fact that the herder-farmer clash laid the foundation of where we are today. Of course, there was that crisis before. But what is happening today is criminality, and the issue of control of resources has also set in. We have abundant mineral resource, and most of the illegal mining activities that is going on in the country, particularly this northwest region, we have support for external factors over control of illegal mining activities, particularly in Zamfara and Katsina State. So much abundance of gold, lithium, name them all, we have them. And part of what we did to ensure that we support the security and try to deal with the criminality issue, we look at all that has been going on, inadequate resources, personnel and whatever on the part of the conventional security forces. And we have no option than to come up with a homegrown initiative or involve the locals to protect themselves. The recruitment process we went through was one that is supposed to be done even by the conventional security forces. Because no politician was involved in the recruitment process, we started with 8 frontline local governments, where we recruited 1,466 personnel. And the imams, the traditional rulers, and all the other opinion leaders were involved in vetting the people that we selected. And the training we gave them was a normal conventional training, because we have some retired military officers from the state who volunteered to train them along with the military training. So we deployed them back to their communities, and we have a joint operations. I want to admit that even if there is no synergy anywhere between the security forces and the locally trained vigilante or whatever we have it in Katsina State, we enjoy the support of all the security forces. I personally, as a deputy governor, I coordinated the entire security operations, which we conducted at least for a period of 1 month to allow our people to go to farms. The military, the DSS, the police, all of them were involved. And we are monitoring weekly the performance, and we made sure that there's absolute synergy and control by the security forces on what the operations that was carried out by the Security Watch Corps. So also, we didn't even stop at the connected approach. We also look at the non-connected approach. We realized the role this traditional institution can play into this. For the first time, we recruited 6,652 ward heads and put them on payroll in Katsina State, just to support the security architecture. Apart from those that we recruited and trained under the community watch corps, because virtually Katsina is more than 90% Muslim population, so we also had to involve the ulamas, the religious leaders. We have 2,550 mosques in Kaduna State. We made sure that we recruited at least 3 people, the imam, the assistant imam, and the ladan. We put them on payroll, and they are also assisting us in preaching against this violence and other criminal activities. And they form part of the community security committees across the state. So these are some of the things that I feel that I should share with the Chief of Defense Staff and other people that happens to be around. And most of the other initiatives that we have done, I'll address it in my presentation tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Deputy Governor.
So what do you think? What do you think? Drop your comment on the comment section, all right? And please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, all right? Thank you and God bless you.